Welcome back to another edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. We are your hosts. He's the Stallion. I'm the Enforcer. I'm not tired. I'm not high. I'm crying. Crying because of what takes place on this show before the show goes live. Lots of missed opportunities and just overall obesity. Wouldn't you say, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely gotten a lot fatter since the last time we did a show. So, yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, we were off last week. I had emergency tooth surgery, dental surgery. It still hurts, dude. It still hurts. So
You got that infection going on in there. That's no good.
it was an abscess technically, and apparently I was reading up about it. They said if it gets so bad, a very severe one, it spreads into like your throat and you can't swallow or open your mouth. And coincidentally, both things that happened to me. So I'm happy to report I'm on the mend. I'm done with the medication, baby. I'm eating heavy, not heavy, but I'm eating solid foods again, and things are really turning around for the old Enforcer. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, that's good. And so you're not getting your tooth out. That's the goal until after your grappling bout? Is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called these days. I'm not down with the lingo of
You know what you are going to be down with? The neck tattoo, because I remember that's originally where you were looking around in the crowd. I'll never forget. You look at me, you're like, I think I should get my neck tattooed. That's a shoot. That sounds like one of those facetious things I say, but true story. That's verbatim what you said.
Yeah, Cody jacked my idea. So I was really the first one to get on that bandwagon, and Cody kind of just took it to another level.
Yeah, he just slapped a fucking Chevy bumper sticker on his neck, but good for him, man. Living his best life. Congratulations. Everybody's popping out kids, man. Cody and Brandy had their kid. John Moxley and Renee Paquette had their kid. Hangman Page is having a baby. Idiot, right? I'm just kidding. Good, congratulations to everybody.
I think that he would have learned from the others, but apparently not.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, now Cody's going to be off TV. So what are the internet goons going to have to complain about now, Joe? Now that Cody is not going to be on television as much, what do we do?
I don't know, man. I guess they could. I mean, there's Jericho. They could complain about Jericho. Maybe Dustin will put himself over for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I don't know.
Hell yes. Let's get Dustin Rhodes. He's a natural.
He already went over Nick Camarado or whatever his name is, right? In a bull rope match several weeks ago.
Whoa, but Nick Camarado
bad booking
got over without getting over. That's what I learned. Bully Ray taught me that. That's a thing.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
get over without going over. Yeah.
We listen to Bully Ray now. That's good.
You know what really drives me crazy is at 5:15 when my phone is blowing up with work stuff. Not going to happen. You know what? I'm not doing it. Fuck it. I'm not doing it, Joe. But you know what we are doing is we're talking about, what do they call them? This, I think it's just Saturday Night Dynamite this week, right? There's no fancy Fight for the Fallen kind of gimmick name on this one, just Dynamite.
Yeah, I think it's just Saturday Night Dynamite. And I kind of forgot that they had one of these last year. I don't remember exactly the date of it, but I don't know. It might have been the episode where I don't know if it was something involving Brody Lee happened. I have to go back and look. I don't know.
That's when he won the TNT title.
It was, right? Yeah. So I think I kind of forgot that occurred on a Saturday, and now they're doing another one this week because they've been preempted on Wednesday nights for several weeks due to the NBA playoffs. And the main event of this show is Kenny Omega defending the AEW championship against Jungle Boy.
Love me some Jungle Boy. Love me some Baltimore Tarzan Boy. I'm a big mark for that song. It was featured in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 or 2. It's going to bother me.
TMNT 3. Yep.
Yeah, they played it when Michelangelo was dancing in the bar. Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. But, it's weird because I think the next 4 weeks after this, they're back on Wednesday, which is good because I don't like this Friday, Saturday stuff. Saturday's okay, but the Friday at 10, come on, dude, I'm in bed for a half hour by 10 o'clock. And then I'm spotty, and then I catch spoilers, and I don't mean to. It just kind of sucks, man.
It's tough, yeah. And I was reading that today. So this is the last one that's going to be preempted. They're going to go back to Wednesdays finally as of next week, which would be the 30th. And then that show, I believe, is the last one that's going to take place from Daly's Place before they go back on the road into regular arenas again, starting with the July 7th episode.
See, that's good booking, and that's, I mean, clearly why Tony Khan is getting off of TNT and going to TBS, right? That's kind of the genus, Genesis, Sega, Nintendo, Smash Brothers. I don't know. That's the probably the idea behind it all is that you can't be preempted for 4 weeks and expect to sustain momentum. Like it happened to WWE in like the dog show, the Westminster kennel gimmick, and so I guess kudos to good old TK, or start calling him Trust Fund Baby, right? Good old. Nah, big. I like Tony Khan, but good for him to kind of see that and be like, we can't do this again because it hurts our business too much. They have pay-per-views coming up, and then they're on the road, as you mentioned, for 4 weeks in a row, and each week is a different themed show. They're going to be somewhere. I know they're going to be in Miami. They fucking dropped the ball by not doing Miami Vice Dynamite, Joe. That, I mean, didn't Cody last year when they were in Miami, didn't he have the Don Johnson outfit?
I think so. Yeah, I think he wore a similar suit that particular episode while they were doing there. I can't remember if it was Beach Break or no. There's so many different beach names. So Beach Break is Orange Cassidy's finisher, I guess. But there was something like that. It was themed that way, and he had come out in a Don Johnson-esque outfit.
Bash of the Beach Break, I think it was. Might have been Bash of the Beach Blast. I don't know. But regardless, you're coming out of this 4 weeks of just preempting and all that stuff. And you have the Saturday show, which is a big show, Kenny Omega defending his title. And then 5 days later or 4 days later, you have the Wednesday. So it's, yeah. So then I guess that's true. Saturday night, we have the show. Mm-hmm. Then we have Wednesday night show, which is not going to be in Daly's place, you said?
The one on the 30th of June, which is next week, I think is the last episode in Daly's place from what I read today. So then July 7th is when they are officially back in regular arenas again.
So it's good you're coming out of this preemption strong, and then you have 4 themed shows in front of crowds. It's really what they need, because like I was watching Hell in a Cell over the weekend, and I can't look at the fucking the Thunderdome anymore. Like I think it was a genius idea in the very beginning, but they kind of stuck with it a little bit too long. Even NXT is better with the NXT crowd there. So I'm very thankful we are getting back to normal, baby. USA. Nobody's got to, show your passport, I don't think. I think we're just going back to normal. Like there's no restrictions anymore. So that's good, man. I'm getting a text. It's Drake Younger. He's just wondering if I could meet him.
I thought his name was Verts. Drake Verts.
He's going, me, him, and Joey are going to the rally. Okay, yeah. Come on, just making sure. We're good. Everything's good. Let's talk about Saturday Night Dynamite, Joe. Unless you want to talk about masks the whole time. I mean, we could do that. We can get Why should we get fucking Drake on the podcast?
Let's take a look at the old card for Saturday. So there's 5 matches and 1 segment that I'm aware of right now based off of what I've read on the internets. Ethan Page versus Bear Bronson, The Bunny versus Chris Statlander, Matt Sydal versus Dante Martin, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Hangman Adam Page, and Kenny Omega against Jungle Boy in the main event. And there will be a segment with MJF and Sammy Guevara as they prepare for their main event match on the June 30th episode of Dynamite. So those are the 6 segments that I know of at this time that'll be happening on Saturday Night Dynamite.
I guess we'll start with MJF and Sammy Guevara. I've been enjoying everything these two have been doing. You and I were talking about this offline a couple days ago, how the MJF Jericho Inner Circle Pinnacle feud kind of started backwards, right? Like it started with the big blow off, and now it's like it started here and it's kind of splintering down into individual feuds. You have FTR and EYFBO, who is, give me the name because I'm forgetting the name.
It's Pride and Powerful. Is that still a thing?
Yes. Santana and Ortiz. And then you have Sammy and MJF, and last week you had Wardlow and Hager. So it's pretty interesting how it was a gang warfare, and it's the opposite of what we've ever seen. But regardless, the stuff that MJF and Sammy are doing on social media is fantastic. Did you see the picture that MJF posted of Sammy working at McDonald's?
I saw some of the back and forth that they've had on Twitter and elsewhere. And yeah, I think it's. I don't know if the intention was to continue and do something with MJF and Jericho, and Jericho's injury has kind of tabled that or not. But I think It may not even be, because Sammy was the one that surrendered when they did Blood and Guts. And, now they're kind of building towards, those two guys, MJF and Sammy Guevara, pairing off in a one-on-one feud. And it's good for Sammy because he's, obviously being in the inner circle has helped elevate him. And now that he's, turned babyface, he has an opportunity to, have a big main event match on Dynamite against MJF. Now, I still think that when they have that match next week, that MJF will win. But I think it'll be a great match, and Sammy, I'm sure, will have a good showing.
I'm wondering if they give Sammy the win because he submitted, and he won. Oh, actually, no, he won the Stadium Stampede, right? So he's kind of even. So he could afford the loss, but it's just really good stuff. It's entertaining, and it's kind of must watch segment. So I'm really enjoying that. Let's start with Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. Joe, if you had to choose one performer on this show you never wanted to see wrestle ever again, who would it be, and why would it be Matt Sydal?
What? Matt Sydal, unfortunately, we were at an Evolve show before Evolve stopped existing, where Matt Sydal was a featured performer for a weekend loop, as they say.
Right? That was his big return?
Yeah, we went to the show, and it was at Queens on Saturday, Brooklyn on Sunday, I believe he was going to be wrestling. And then it turned out that he was wrestling Leon Ruff on Saturday, where we were there. And literally 2 minutes into the match, I think, Leon Ruff, somehow they got kind of mixed up, and Matt Sydal's neck got hit, and he decided that he could not continue the match, and basically walked off. And spoiler alert, I ended up going to the men's room later on, and so Leon Ruff crying in the bathroom because he was so upset. So not a big fan of the Matt
whole
Sydal
story. Yeah, I mean, Matt Sydal, and I want people to understand, he wasn't hurt, he wasn't down, and the doctors were checking him, something happened, and he was and he slammed the mat. I'll never forget, and he walked away. It was the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen. Leon Ruff would never do anything on purpose. And I don't even know if the spot was Leon Ruff's fault, and the spot did not even look bad. So, oh God, that was just so, what do the kids call it? Cringe? It was cringy.
So does that mean that you're taking Dante Martin to win this match?
All day, baby, top flight! Dante Martin gets the win.
I don't know what, I'm going to go with Matt Sydal. I have no idea. I feel like Matt Sydal's been in a lot of matches on Dynamite, but against competitors at his level or above, and he very rarely wins. So I'm going to say that he'll win this match. I have no idea if they have any plans for him whatsoever, but I'm going to go with mean Matt Sydal.
Mean Matt Sydal.
He's a meanie.
He is a meanie. Next up, we have All Ego. Speaking of Evolve, this is an entire Evolve show. All Ego Ethan Page taking on
Bear Bronson.
Bear Bronson. Bear Bronson Reed. Have you seen Bear Bronson's mask?
No. What kind? Are we talking about masks again? I thought you said we weren't talking about masks anymore.
I don't know why you're trying to get political. The professional wrestling mask he wears to the ring.
No, I haven't.
Oh, it is it looks like an Ed Gein. It's got straight lines across, and it looks like a face is sewn on, like a face was cut off and put on top of a face. It's very Silence of the Lambs, Ed Gein-esque. It's incredibly terrifying. That's Bear Country. I think Bear Boulder is hurt, which is why Bear Bronson has been doing solo matches here, but All Ego is going to get the Duke and continue with him and Scorpio Sky versus Darby Allin.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the only way to go here. It should at least give them a little bit of a push for Ego and Scorpio Sky. Let's see. We got the Bunny and Chris Statlander. So this continues the Matt Hardy office and best friends feud, I guess. I'm not sure how many people are in the Matt Hardy. I don't even know is it called the Matt Hardy front office? I don't even know what it is anymore.
Hardy family. Something.
Hardy family. It sucks, Mike, is what it is.
Yeah, I'm over everything. Matt and Jeff Hardy, right? I'm over both of them. I'm completely over this. Why are the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny with Matt Hardy? I know they're a spot on. I don't give a shit. I don't care. The Butcher and the Blade are fine together. They look terrifying. The Bunny's great at ringside. Let them do their thing. Let them be a three-piece thing. I don't want I don't want anybody from the Hardy family office to win. So we're going to go with our girl who joined the All Night Long Wrestling podcast, by the way, in like fucking 2018, maybe 2017, right? You're welcome for the house. That's what we do. We make stars here. But yeah, big fan of Chris Stat. So Chris Stat gets the win here.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why she should not win. You know, she was off for an extended period of time with an injury, and now that she's back, I think they should, you know, continue to work on establishing her in the women's division. So I think that she should get the win here over the Bunny, your favorite.
I'm a big fan of everybody included in this match. I just feel like, except for Matt Hardy. So yeah.
Powerhouse Hobbs, also I know one of your favorite wrestling names in the industry today, against the Hangman Adam Page. Adam Page has been having his issues with Team Taz lately. He recently defeated Brian Cage, and we know that Cage and Ricky Starks have been having some internal issues on Team Taz. But this is a match for Powerhouse Hobbs against Hangman Adam Page. I was very surprised when on an episode of Dynamite that Brian Cage beat Hangman. And I know that there was interference involved with that before the match started, but I was surprised to see Page get pinned. I thought they were going to, I mean, one pin won't kill him, but I just think that keeping him, you know, from losing is a very important aspect of his character right now if he's going to be the guy that's going to eventually face and possibly dethrone Kenny Omega. So I don't see any other result here other than Hangman Page getting a clean victory.
Yep, I support that. I think it was okay that he lost to Cage with the help of everybody on the outside, because Brian Cage is a fucking machine. Like, he is just, and he's built like Hugh Jackman in Wolverine meets pumping iron era Arnold Lou Ferrigno combination. He's a monstrous human being that like should be killing everybody. So he didn't kill Hangman clean. He had the the outside, but they also built up to a match where Hangman beat him clean. So I'm totally cool with that. I think I mentioned it on BTE. I don't watch BTE very often, but somebody posted this week you have to watch it, so I watched it. Watching the entire Dark Order accidentally do coke was well worth like the 3 minutes. And in Adam Page's hallucination, he saw the AEW World Heavyweight Title. So I think AEW expects every single one of their fans to watch every piece of content that they have. So to me, this is sprinkling of the seeds of the Hangman title run. And I think Hangman Adam Page, the quote-unquote self-proclaimed anxious millennial cowboy, will be the guy to take the title off of Kenny Omega. However, and I'm not trying to be a dick here, if he's having a baby, usually guys take some time off. I don't know how that would correlate with whatever they have planned, because I just read today that they know who's taking the title off of Kenny in Impact. They know when. They know who he's defending it against. So they seem to have a plan for Impact, and I'm sure they have a plan for AEW. So it's a long way for me to say Hangman gets the win here.
Agreed. Yeah. So I guess on that note, then the main event here, which is Kenny Omega versus Jungle Boy. You're not thinking that this is Jungle Boy's night here on Saturday, then, huh?
Dude, they're gonna hook me, right? And they're gonna make me think Jungle Boy is gonna get the win, because I don't know if there's anybody that is more over with everybody in the crowd than Jungle Boy. He's like a natural Jungle Boy. This reminds me of Ricky Morton versus Ric Flair in the Great American Bash. To me, this is like ultra white meat babyface. Kids love him, guys love him. Jungle Boy, who's predominantly like a tag guy with that 300-pound weight around his ankle, Luchasaurus. And I think they're going to have a lot of hope spots, as the kids say, I believe. Like, I'm going to buy in. I'm going to be standing up and be like, oh, this is it. And it's not going to be. I'm going with Kenny Omega here. But, like, 4% of me thinks that Jungle Boy has a shot. So I'm saying Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that Kenny Omega will win. I'd be surprised if they change the title. Well, maybe I shouldn't be, because the world title to be changed on a Saturday night show and it's not their regular audience. I don't know, but anything is possible.
Andrade, yeah. You said it yourself when Andrade debuted. You're like, holy shit! Like they debuted Andrade at like a Friday night show at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for them, you have to just continue on, right? You can't mail in the shows. You can't, if they have to make sure they're putting on a good product to get people, continue to have people talk about it so that when they do go back to their regular nights, it's not like people are like, oh, what's been going on the last month. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense that they would have to do it that way. I still think that Kenny is going to win, and that the long term is him and Hangman Adam Page at some point, whether that's in the next pay-per-view in September in Chicago at All Out, or further down the line. We don't know how it'll all time together, but I think that's the direction they're going. So I'm going to stick with Kenny Omega retaining on Saturday night.
I think this is going to be another good show. Kenny and the young pup Jungle Boy is like 24 years old, by the way. Isn't that like insane to you? Jungle Boy, 24 years old, Joe. Makes me feel like a worthless sack of shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel every day anyway, so it's not helping.
That's okay. Okay, here we go. We're back. Listen, I'm excited for the show. I think I'm more excited that this is the end of the preemption bullshit. I also think this is going to be live. Is that true?
I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know. I don't want to say that one way or the other. I have to look at it. I don't want to give false information out on the air for the 25 people that are going to listen to this. So I don't know.
Okay, that was a couple things. Just really, that was really like that hurts. After I said how big of a failure and how fat I am, for you to come back with that. B, Dynamite is live on Saturdays, so I'm really excited for that. They're going to have a full house with the 5,000 people there. Jim Ross, believe it or not, seems to do better with a live. Have you noticed that? Like, he's better live. I feel like he kind of lays out a little bit, lets Tony Excalibur do their thing. So it should be a really good show. The crowd's going to be hot. With a live show, full house at Daly's Place, could they put the title on Jungle Boy, Joe?
I don't think so, Mike. In the words of Al Borland, I don't think so.
I don't think so, Tim. But, all right. Well, I'll be watching. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up. There's this weekend, I think, ICW No Holds Barred. We got Phil Baroni fighting. That's gonna be something this weekend. I think it's Boardwalk something. I'll be watching. There's our girl AK is wrestling tonight on Independent Wrestling TV. I got a lot of time. Being that I couldn't do much with my mouth, I watched a lot of wrestling, man. I was watching a lot of Global Syndicate Wrestling, our buddy BT. But will you be watching live on Saturday night, Joe?
So it's is it an 8 o'clock start? Do we know? Because if it's after 8 o'clock, then I'm probably gonna be asleep.
It's 7:30 to 11:30. It says.
Okay, then yes, I will be watching live on Saturday.
Nice. I'm glad we're getting you back in the AEW fold, man. Do you want to talk about the 6 Hell in a Cells that happened this weekend?
I do not. I think it's time to wrap it up. Somebody's got to go train, and his name is you.
I do have to go train. I want to look like Miro. So that's it for another edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. Follow us along everywhere you social media at All Night Long WP. If you want some merch from us, from the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast, head over to Redbubble and just type in All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. Redbubble's cool. You get t-shirts, you get koozies, you see how Joe's got the B for the beats on the side? You could actually get All Night Long Wrestling Podcast beats on there. I'm just going to throw that out there. But check us out on Redbubble. Again, at All Night Long WP, Instagram, Twitter, fucking Friendster. I don't know, every single place you go. And if you're looking for some new merch this summer, our friends over at the Born Scum Clothing Company at Born Scum Clothing, use the promo code at All Night Long. You get extra 10% off, man. I'm just giving money left and right. My headphones are falling out because my ears are so swollen and I'm fat. But that's it for another edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. We are your hosts. He's the Stallion. I'm the Enforcer. And, I mean, we're tapping out, but we haven't gotten any Duke in the show. So we'll tap out, but I'm not going to tap out happily, Joe.
Best friends.